trouble on the front stretch. And it is a huge wreck. Oh my goodness.
Hey race fans, this is Chet Christner with your Comp Cam's top 5 moments on FloRacing from this past week.
So Lee Jacobs back up into that second spot. Whoa, Duncan gets it on the wall. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
For number 5, we head to Atomic Speedway for Wednesday's Night the Stars Come Out, where Cole Duncan is putting a whooping on him, leading from the drop of the green and lapping all the way up to the top 5 when kapow! He shreds the right rear, clips the outside wall, and ends up crumpled and crumbled at the top of turn 4. Lee Jacobs would inherit the lead and go on to take the win.
The first 14 laps, C.J. Leary was on the bottom. He went to the top side, and can he go to the top spot? We're about to find out as he comes out of turn number 4.
At number 4, it's off to Lincoln Park Speedway in USAC's Bill Gardner Sprintacular. 58 sprints checked in for night number 1, the highest for a USAC National Sprint Car event since 2008. Friday's feature, Robert Blue would lead the first 15 laps, chugging and churning around the bottom until C.J. Leary took his Ford topside and took command of the race. Leary would lead the entire second half of the feature, treading the treacherous trail around the top to score a victory on night 1. C.J. would find himself starting on the pole Saturday's A-Main, but Cal Cummins would take charge on lap 2. After 15 more circuits around the quarter mile, ace starting Justin Grant ran down the leader, dove under Cummins into 3, and snatched the lead on his way to a $10,000 victory in Putnamville.
He's a crowd favorite. They are on their feet. Their man, Josh Rice, goes back-to-back in the Ralph Latham Memorial.
Number 3 is the first ever Lucas Oil Late Model Series event to be live on FloRacing, which is the new home for every Lucas Oil Late Model event. How freaking cool is that? 9th place starter Josh Rice charged his way through the field, slicing past the likes of Brandon Overton, Hudson O'Neill, Ricky Thornton Jr., and finally Earl Pearson Jr. to take the lead on lap 27. Rice would go unchallenged the rest of the way to go back-to-back at Florence Speedway's Ralph Latham Memorial.
Larson and Marks, who's it going to be off turn number 4? Larson by half a car length.
For the first time, our number 2 isn't an event, it's a person. The Myerstown Missile, Brent Marks, dominated the 31st annual PA Sprint Speed Week. Fan favorite Kyle Larson invaded posse territory and rolled from the pole for Monday's feature event, but 13 starting Brent Marks would track down the California Hot Shoe and take charge on lap 18. Brent would lead the rest of the way and take the win at Lincoln. On Wednesday, Marks would return to victory lane at Speed Palace, which kicked off a 4-race winning streak that continued all the way through Saturday's Greg Hodnett Classic. Brent's 5 wins and 9 nights of racing was more than sufficient to earn the overall 2022 Pennsylvania Sprint Speed Week title. Nicely done, Mr. Marks.
He has got to get to the bumper of Corey Heim. Heim on the high side, Borst on the inside. They come off of turn number 2. Can Corey Heim clear Jacob Borst? Borst right to the bumper of the Heim as they go into turn 3. Jacob Borst side by side coming off of turn 4. Borst off of 4. Is it Heim? Is it Borst? Corey Heim will win tonight.
And the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson 200 at Virginia's South Boston Speedway is our number 1, where a massive crowd showed up to see the largest starting grid in event history. 42 cars in total took the green flag at the 200-lap NASCAR Late Model Stock Car feature. Everything was peachy up until 12 to go when holy mother of Hubbard, chaos ensued. Just inside the top 10, Jonathan Schaefer and Mike Looney got together out of 2, and at that point, the writing was on the wall, along with a whole bunch of sheet metal. That cascade of catastrophe would leave half the field bloused, gouged, and stacked up in a big old pile of fail in turn 1. When things fired back off, it was a 2-horse race with NASCAR Camping World Truck Series racer Corey Heim and South Boston regular Jacob Borst going tooth and nail in a battle that ended side by side to the finish, with Corey Heim taking the win as they both spun over the line in an event that left no car unscathed.
Yeah, I feel like the contact there in the last lap was definitely avoidable. Just watching the replay, it seemed like it just kind of hooked right, and we're going for the win and everything, but at that point you just kind of give it up. You already lost the race, so it's all good. I mean, torn up car, we still won the race, so there's goods and bads, but we won the race, so that's all that matters.